And I drove a 2001 gold Buick Regal.
Oh, hell yeah.
And we called it the Swagger Wagon.
Swagger wagon.
And
oh, man.
So it was classy.
Absolutely. So my first car.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. 1991.
Love it.
Ford Explorer. And it was brown. But we weren't really sure what the color originally was. I think it was some sort of like champagne sparkle or something like that. Yeah, like it had a golden hue to it at some point that had just rusted out. And like literally the wheel well had a hole in it. And like if you were sitting in the right spot in the car, you could actually like peek through and like probably stick your finger through. And like I was like, it's aerodynamic, I suppose, or not. But my friends called it, this is real, they called it the Turbo Turd.
It's perfect. Band name.
The Turbo Turd.
Or a burrito
Yeah.
name.
Oh.
One of my friends growing up, his car was, like, he saved money to buy this car. And it was one of those super old Volkswagen Bugs. And he could only fit 2 people in it, like passenger and 1 person in the back. Because on the right side, there was a hole, like a sizable hole in the floorboards. And we used to take like food and throw it out of that hole and watch it roll and hit the other car.
Are we talking like a Flintstones, like Yabba Dabba Doo type thing? Or
Right, you could. Like if you
That's amazing.
if his car ever, gave out, we could do that. His car did get set on fire I guess it wasn't set on fire. I guess it caught on fire. And so he just had to sort of like roll it into a gas station on fire, which is...
I have also done that.
You've set the car on fire?
No.
The car has been set on fire?
Let me clarify. I just
Arson.
need to be 100% clear on this. So I was driving another car that was also, I think, a 1991 Mercury Sable. This was like... These cars are awful. It's like a sedan, and it's got like the seats were not individual seats. It looked like a couch and then a couch.
Yeah.
And the dash was entirely digital, but it's like not like the digital dash that we see today in like cars where it looks like actual like meters and stuff. It was like bars. So it's like
So it was like for that time,
like a video game HUD?
spaceship.
exactly, yeah. So it was like your health bar was like your gas, and so
Like
it's like
Spike, it's 3D.
yeah, right, yeah. And like so it also had like the front headlight was like this unibrow headlight where it was like you had 2 headlights and then it had this other part in the middle that also lit up, but it was just strange and didn't really illuminate the road, and it just like all oxidized and like turned like a yellowy kind of hue, and so you couldn't see anything when you drove at night. This is a dangerous vehicle. So I was 18 at this point in time.
Okay.
My 91 Ford Explorer got smashed into. The Turbo Turd
R.I.P.
had to be, flushed, I suppose. And
Wow.
then, I know. Full circle in the metaphor. And then this Mercury Sable, like I didn't know how to take care of a car because I was an 18-year-old kid. I was fresh out of high school, and so I was like living in this like really crappy apartment with a friend of mine, and like I didn't know that like cars needed oil changes. I know. I know.
I should
And
change
it's
my oil.
I'm better at cars now, but like I grew up not caring about cars,
Right.
obviously.
Why would you?
Why would I? And so like I have this car, and I was on my way to work, and I worked for my very first job at a clothing retail store, which is insane to think about.
I thought your first job was the tennis.
Oh, no, well, yeah, okay. So the first job I worked at was a tennis center. That is true. But like my
Wow.
first
Did you play tennis?
No, that's the other beautiful part.
That is the exact question I asked last episode.
Yeah, last week we talked about this, and Tyler was like, "But did you play tennis?" No, I did not. I never have, and I haven't since. I have played table tennis a couple of times.
That's a talent.
And it's really just not the same. Yeah. So like, anyways, so this 91 Mercury Sable. To get back to the automobile on fire situation. So I was on my way to work, and I literally just like all of my digital meters just started going up, and I was like, that seems weird. Oh well, kept driving, and then I was like, what is this like weird smoke that's coming out of the air vents? And I smelled it, and I was like, oh, that smells like coolant. And I was like, that can't be good. Rolling down the windows.
Right.
And then the next thing I see is smoke coming from under the hood of the car. And I was like,
Which is totally
no.
normal.
Right. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what this is. And I don't think this is related to the fact that I didn't give it an oil change, but it probably could have used some maintenance, obviously. So anyways, so I'm like, I don't know where to go. I don't want to just like park on the side of the road with a flaming car. I don't know what to do. So what did I do?
Punch.
Brilliant idea. There's an Exxon.
There you go.
And I pull into the Exxon station, and they were just like,
Isn't gasoline like
"No."
super flammable? There it is.
It's kind of
Yeah.
its whole thing.
Yeah. That's what it does.
Combustible, indeed. Yeah. So I like pull up, and I wasn't at like a pump, but anyways, they were just like, you can't do that, and like they came out, and I like opened the hood. The flames were extinguished by that point, thankfully,
Yes.
but nonetheless, they were just like, you can't do that, and I was like, now I know. I've
Right.
made many mistakes in my life. I've made many mistakes. I'm sure there's somebody in the comments right now just telling me like exactly. I already know. I
Right.
haven't done it since, and I am also very sorry.
I mean, not on purpose.
Yeah.
Hopefully you listen.
No,
setting an
I
Exxon
catch
on
my cars
fire-
on fire for fun.
I
Yeah.
love arson.
It's a hobby.
This is one of those things. I also need to just be clear. Like I have never done arson. Okay, there.
Not living, man.
Not.
I've also
living.
never done arson.
Wait, is this a? Oh, I understand. Oh, I get it.
I also haven't done
I was about to say,
arson.
me and Tyler
Since we're
go
on
way
the
back, but we
topic, since
don't.
retail therapy has become vehicle therapy.
Yeah, apparently. That's fine.
My first
okay.
car was a 2012 Chevy
Wow,
Equinox.
you having a 2012? This is fancy business.
So
That is.
the reason I specify the year is that this specific year was the Pinto. Do you know what the Pinto
Like
is?
the bean.
No, like the car that is known to blow up.
So there were
would
two
you-
cars that were known to blow up: the Pinto and the Gremlin.
Yes.
It's because they named them the Pinto and the Gremlin. That's what they deserve.
One out of rage, one out of tradition. Wouldn't you blow up if you were named Pinto?
Yeah.
Okay. But these cars are known to have everything in the world wrong with them. I didn't have like a fancy blowing up story. I was just driving 70 on the loop in Midland, and then my timing belt decided to destroy my entire engine by braking and slapping my engine
Listen.
multiple times. So I was just kind of stuck there, and that's my first car story.
Do you think
I called it Big Red.
Big
I had a
Red.
boyfriend, ex-boyfriend named Big Red? That's
Big
a
Red.
completely different situation.